What can't be said about the World Wrestling Federation? It is one of, if not the most popular, professional wrestling promotion in the world today. Back during the 80s boom period, professional wrestling was known for the larger-than-life superhero and supervillain-inspired characters. Guys like Hulk Hogan, The Ultimate Warrior, Randy Macho Man Savage, and Andre the Giant took the wrestling world by storm. Due to the immense popularity of the WWF, video games were created for wrestling fans and gamers to enjoy. They were basic for their time with their grappling and strikes. One of these games is WWF Wrestlemania Challenge on the Nintendo Entertainment System. Wrestlemania Challenge came out in 1990 and was developed by the British video game company Rare, the company which would later be known for the Donkey Kong Country series, Banjo-Kazooie and Conker's Bad Fur Day. The game is of course named after WWF's biggest show of the year, which began in 1985. The game features 9 colorful and popular wrestlers from the 1980s. Namely Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, Randy Macho King Savage, the Big Boss Man, and for the first time, you can play with yourself! Okay, that sounded wrong, but hey, you get the idea. This generic jabroni represents the player with all his basic moves. Not even a DDT? I'll have you know, I would rather play as Beefcake over this nobody! Anyways, moving on. What I'm disappointed about the most is the absence of The Undertaker in this game. Whereas he officially debuted at Survivor Series 1990, he didn't make it on this game unfortunately. He did however make his debut in WWF Super WrestleMania. From personal experience, I remember playing this game on an emulator cartridge for the Game Boy Advance. And I sucked at it. Wow, how times change! As stated by Slasher Quan, boy what a name, the game features a single-player mode, a tag team match, and for the first time ever in a WWF video game, and a 6-man Survivor Series style match, where all members of the opposing team have to be defeated in order to take the win for your team as captain. This match type is synonymous with what would be known today as the on and off annual Brand Warfare storyline, where members from SmackDown and Raw would compete for bragging rights and brand supremacy. Multiplayer serves as a selling point for this game, as Versus mode was also heavily advertised. I just love the subtitle below Andre the Giant's screenshots from the GamePro magazine. Team up with Andre the Giant. Look how that turned out. I find it funny when discussing the pros and cons. Quan claims it's a Jekyll and Hyde video game. Man, that horrible experience I had playing that piece of trash sure wants to disappear from my mind, huh? Anyway, I'm getting off track here. In terms of the controls, they're very simplistic. You move using the right arrows on the directional pad, and pressing in between the arrows allows you to move diagonally in 8 different directions. In terms of attacking, you have your standard punches and grapple holds, which can be performed by pressing A and B respectively. What is unique about this game is by tapping the A button, you will be enabled to throw a punch, while holding down would execute a unique secondary attack depending on what move the wrestler you chose has. Additionally, by pressing A behind the opponent, you get to perform back moves, such as the atomic drop or the backbreaker or even a chokehold. What is kind of a bummer though is the fact that Hogan's maneuver was given to the jabroni we were forced to play as he instead has a suplex. If that wrestler was real, then the Hulkster would not have been happy to know that he stole his finisher. Back then, that was serious business. See the Muhammad Hassan and the Eddie Guerrero incident for example. In terms of corner post moves, aerial maneuvers can also be performed. And I really like that because I get to do Macho King's signature elbow drop, which is thankfully in the game. To do these corner moves, you have a set of options here. While pressing the appropriate directional arrows, press A and B together, your wrestler will climb to the top of a corner post. Kicking out is rather difficult, as it depends on the strength bar, which can be found on the strength meter. Kicking out of a pin attempt can be done by pressing left and right repeatedly, and you press B to pin them to the mat. The meter is important, as finishers and big moves can be done if the strength meter is refilled. It also serves as a health bar, and if the meter is completely white, your wrestler is going to be fatigued and you would be unable to perform any power moves or stand a chance against your opponent. Aside from playing offense, you can also be defensive, where you are able to block your opponent's attacks by ducking through pressing A and B together. When you're at risk of being submitted, you can press left and right quickly by clashing with the attack. By doing so, your strength meter might slowly and gradually increase, which would ultimately make your wrestler regain his strength back. You are able to leave the ring by pressing A and B together when you're pushed against the ropes. However, make sure to avoid getting counted out before the count of 10, as you might lose the match. I think this game can be enjoyable if you ignore its basic graphics and the inaccurate special moves. By focusing on the more positive aspects that I have covered, such as the simplistic controls, the heavy emphasis on multiplayer match types, and the charming 8-bit recreation of the wrestlers' entrance theme songs. I just love hearing real American in this. Overall, I give this game a C+.
Welcome everyone to WrestleMania! Tonight's match is gonna be a one heck of a show!
Want to walk or step into that darkness. Fear is the first taste of defeat.
I don't know what you're saying, but enough talking. Come on, face me like a man, warrior.